वन्दे नन्दव्रजस्त्रीणाम् पादरेणुमभीक्ष्णशोयासाम् हरिकथोद्गीतम् पुनाति भुवनत्रयम् आसामहो चरणरेणुजुषामहंस्याम् वृन्दावने विगतमङ्घ्रिरजोऽभिषेकम् यादुस्त्यजम् स्वजनमार्यपदम् जयेन्द्वा भेजुर्मुकुन्दपदवीम् श्रुतिभिर्विमृग्याम् अहो भाग्यम् नन्दगोपव्रजौकसाम् यन्मित्रम् परमानन्दम् पूर्णब्रह्म सनातनम्. My blissful gorgeous selves, love is always a wholeness, a fullness. If perfection is a complete circle, then it is a vast zero also. It means if you love His presence, you will love His absence also. The way you handle this determines your love is true one or temporary. As long as you will not be able to love His absence, He is not going to appear before you. Whenever you cry in love of God, your tears are as holy as flowers, as moonshine, as holy Ganga water. You have no grumble, no complaint in your tears, rather a gratefulness, a thankfulness. Oh, my beloved, you made me cry. I am so fortunate that you awakened an urge, a torment in my heart to see you, to meet you, my Lord. When the feeling of your absence is deepened, my Lord, and turns into a life-permeating phenomena, then and then I find your dazzling presence oozing out of the doom of my tormenting heart. When and when I feel I have lost all and everything, I suddenly find I have found all and everything so fully, so strongly, that nothing at all can ever take you away from me, my Lord. All religions, my dear friends, all scriptures provide solution to mankind's eternal problem of suffering, is turning to God, either through prayer, either through selfless action, or worship or meditation. But Srimad Bhagavatam's contribution is unique. You don't have to do all that. Your head is so workaholic, so your mind is so restless that they will be always thoughty and messy. So all you need to do is just do nothing. Be aware and alert and discover His benign holy absence. Then you will instantly find that He Himself is calling you out with multi-million times more intense tormentation. He is inviting you, emailing you, telephoning you through His Sarvabhuta Manoharam, that flute music continuously from eternity to eternity. because he knows your ability is only that of a commercial prayers and thoughty and messy meditations, amberless, wisdomless, ritambara, pragyaless, weak-lung samadhis. So he has mercifully incarnated as one of you, among you, and passionately, lovingly invoking you. Religions tell how fiery and stormy their saints, their prophets had searched for God. Bhagavatam tells us, especially this episode tells us how God is lovesick for you, how pathetically He is crying and tormenting for you, searching you from forest to forest, calling your name on His flute, and now sending a wonderful messenger, Uddhava, just for you to come in the folds of his ambrosial embrace. He is sending Uddhava with the message of endearment. Now let us begin. Vrishninam pravaro mantri, Vrishninam pravaro mantri, Krishnasya daita sakha, Shishyo brihaspate sakshad, Uddhavo buddhisattama. तमा भगवान् प्रेष्ठो भक्तमेकान्तिनं क्वचित् गृहीत्वा पाणिना पाणिं प्रपन्नार्ति हरो हरि. Once Lord Krishna was strolling on the roof of his palace, conversing with Uddhava. Suddenly he saw a beautiful golden lotus floating on the waves of Yamuna river, my dear friends. Krishna forgot the topic. He ran down and jumped into the stream and picked up the flower. He felt perfume of Sri Radha. He felt the golden face of Sri Radha as if saying, Dear, how long will you be so far away? He remembered her so much that he became oblivious of outer existence, my dear. Uddhava was wonderstruck. Krishna took him, holding his hand with his own in a private, and proposed. At that time his eyes were full of tears, his limbs were thrilled, and his lotus garland shaking. He said, Gacchodhava vrajam somya, Pitror no pritimava, Gopinam madhyogadhim, Matsandeshar vimochaya. Proceed you, O dear Uddhava, to Vrindavan. My mother Yashoda, my father Nandamava, my friends and my gopis are sinking in the sea of torments of my separation. Go and enlighten them. Arrange in any way some pleasure, some peace for them. My message that I am fine and that I am tormenting for you exactly as you do may accomplish this purpose, dear Uddhav. My gopis are manmanaska and matprana. Their mind, their vigor are in motion and gets enthusiastic only with me, only with me. Only with me, dear Uddhav. For my sake, they have sacrificed body and its related pleasures. Tyaktadehikaha. They have also renounced good and bad, righteous and unrighteous. The same my gopis are suffering continuously. Te tyaktalogadharmashchya vadarthetan bibharmyam. Therefore, you must meet them. Uddhavji said, Dear Lord, if they have dedicated their very heart to you and renounced all physicality, then obviously they have become enlightened. So why worry? Krishna said, You are right, Uddhav, but they say, त्रुटिर्युगायते त्वमपश्यताम्. Not seeing me even for a moment feels to them like million years. Oblivious of all, trusting my promise of coming back soon, they are propping up their life with great difficulty. Dharayante kritrina praya pranan kadanjana. And dear Uddhav, they are my very soul, my very being, Vallavyo me madatmika. Therefore, friend, hurry up and fly on to Vrindavan. Uddhavji said, Dear friend, why don't you come with me? Let's go both together and live there. Sri Krishna replied, You are right, Uddhav, but my parents who suffered for me all these 20 years with devotees of Mathura also cannot be neglected. Secondly, both aunties have infuriated Jarasandha. His attacks have started already. My emotional ties with Vrindavan may tempt him to destroy my beloved gopis' residences in Vrindavan. Uddhav said, Then friend, why can't we arrange your secret visit to Vrindavan? Krishna said, Because the momentary visits will not help, rather flare up their fire of tormentation. Uddhava said, Well, then why can't we just bring all the Gopas and Gopis in Mathura and offer them new settlements here? We have been doing this already with thousands of Yadavas. Let's get there. Let's get them here. And Krishna said, Then there will be bhava conflict, my dear friend. Here I have a warrior form, and there I have a Gopa form. Here I am Vrishninam Paradevata, Lord of all the Yadavas. They touch my feet and place on their head dust of my feet. There I am Gopanam Swajana. My friends over there climb even on my shoulders and back and drive me on carrying them. My mom binds me there, and here Mother Devaki hesitates even to bless me. When I bow down to her, she feels that if I am God, if I am a big, ambitious, going to be very great man on the planet, and Mathurians feel lucky to find place to sit near my feet. But there they place their hand on my shoulder and feast me with their half-eaten morsel of food. There we dance together, playing on flute and pasturing cows. Uddhava, please try to understand. Flowers look beautiful only on the trees in the garden, in the jungle. In home it wilts, dies down, bringing two streams of transcendental mellows together. It will be impossible to safeguard the ideals of the divine bhavas. Let their mm, mm, let these Aishwarya and Madhurya bhavas flourish and shine in their own separate power glow. Uddhavaji said, Okay, my lord, give me your message. I am going. I am going. And then suddenly Sri Krishna's face became like just going to be showering cloud. Whole world torments for Krishna, but for whom Sri Krishna torments, there is no one in Mathura to talk about and reduce the sorrow. Let Uddhava go and return colored in Vrindavan bhav, then he will be able to understand. There will be at least one person to talk to. Then with his contacts many Mathurians will be integrated in that light of divinity. We will then have a circle, since there is no success of life without going to Vrindavan. And outside Vrindavan in the whole world there is no equal to Uddhav. But in front of Gopis how small and insignificant he looks has to be understood by Uddhav as well as the whole world. This is how Krishna was thinking. And you cannot see a thing so well from too close, my dear friends. Move a far distance and you find it marvelous. Neem Karoli Baba and I stumbled together many times, and I saw many enlightened saints in my life ever since my teenage. I have been meeting them all over India, and Neem Karoli Baba shook me at times, but all I thought about him is just a funny little guy. I knew his greatness when in America I came across the literary works produced by some person as Miracle of Love. You cannot feel so sweet about your native place or country until you go abroad and remember them from that far. So many poets have written their masterpieces on reminiscences of their poverty-stricken childhood days in remote rural areas where they were when they became very rich, opulent, and famous. Then they were remembering those days. Now Krishna and Uddhava came to Balramji. He was pleased and blessed him. Then they came to Mother Rohini. Her face turned red, tear-eyed, she said, almost crying, "Son, can you console Mother Yashoda through a representative? Isn't it impossible?" And Krishna is crying now, "What else can be done, Mother? There is no other way." Uddhava bowed down to Mother Rohini and she blessed him. They came back to Krishna's palace. Krishna took off his gems, jewels, crown, earrings, and even clothes and necklaces and flower garland and perfume, my dear friend. Then he fixed Uddhava as exactly as himself. At the moment of departure, Uddhava is a bit sad, thinking on coming days he will be missing Krishna and his devotional services. And Krishna knew. He said, "Dear friend, I am always in Vrindavan. Vrindavanam parityajya padamekam nagachami." Not even for a single step I go away from Vrindavan. Only a small part of me is here in Mathura. You are not going to miss me but find me in fullness. Service of my own is the only real service of me. Therefore, you will not be going astray from my service at all. While talking all along, they were walking and a charioteer was driving empty chariot. It was a different one, more opulent than the one on which Akrura brought Krishna. And Krishna now stopped and lovingly looked at Uddhav and asked him to be seated on the chariot. "Oh Uddhav, my dear friend, you are so fortunate that you will see my gopis today. Oh, you are blessed indeed. You will talk to them." Those lovely gopis, you will see them, you will see them, you will stand in their presence. Then, remembering his pastimes with those lovely gopis, his tears began to flow non-stop. His heart stilled and stood as a painted picture. Sri Rupa Goswami sings, my dear friend, Smaram Smaram Pranaya Nividam. Smaram Smaram Pranaya Nividam Vallavi Keri Lakshmi. Dirghotkantha Janimaridayastatra Chitraito Bhut. Dear Uddhav, drive down your chariot to Yamuna and Saraswati rivers union place, then to the grove Ambikavan, where we used to celebrate Shivaratri festivals. Then you will see Yajnavatika Bhavans, where Yajnik ladies had feasted us big lunch. The whole vicinity is still pulsating with their love. Go fast, my dear, and see that place where I used to resound the entire vicinity with my flute sound every evening. Yama sadhya prahita murali kakali dutikoham sayam gopi kulamakaravaho samine patyanadham. There, the dancing peacocks, leaping deer, cooing cuckoos, and shaking trees of bananas, tal, tamal, and kadamba will welcome you with their lush green waving branches. There is the place called Vidyutkari, now known as Bijuwari village, where gopis had gathered to give me last farewell. Great electric pain had struck their heart, driving them to divine lunacy in my love. They had fallen fainted all around. Their pain is still throbbing through each element over there. Pashyantinam jagada jagadam labda sangashtatangai Mamuttunga vyasana visarai kamamunmaditanam Tasam vidyuttaralavapusham vallavinam prapatat Vidyutkarim kathayati jano dakshinam yasya kaksham. You will drive your chariot fast. My dear Uddhav, I have heard my footprints are still preserved there under a shade. The gopis come as addictive, although it roused their heart pain all the more still, because it is my pain in their heart, in my pain, in my remembrance. They take it as most holy and sacred. They kindle ghee flame, burn incense every dawn and dusk, and with tear-filled eyes bow down to that shrine. My dear friend, drive down your chariot fast, O thou, and stop as soon as you spot out huge marble mansion flags flying high, adorned and illuminating with gems and gardens. There live my mother Yashoda and father. Bow down to them, to both of them in my name. Oh, I remember their sad and pale faces at the time of my departure, and my heart breaks. My mom is crying in my name. She has gone too thin, too lean, as if I am coming back home. She's staring at the path of Mathura, Puri Vartma Vinyasa Netra. Telling this, my dear friend, Krishna's eyes began showering tears. After a short pause, he began, Dear Uddhav, in summer all ponds dry up. Mud stays at the bottom. Several tortoises still live on surviving on those decreasing mud. Same way, my gopas are suffering in a scorching summer of my separation. Water of my time in Vrindavan is extinct. Their soul tortoise are somehow sustained by hope, mud of my promise. I had told them, I say, I shall come. You must meet my those gopis soon, fast, urgently. It's emergency. Climb up, leap up into the chariot and move fast. Test. And lo, Uddhava did as told. He drove the chariot fast, still looking lovingly at the grieving face of his friend. Krishna continued standing, looking at the chariot winklessly as long as he could see the flag flying in the southern horizon. Insurmountable desire uprising, let me run fast, join Uddhav and go to Vrindavan with him. But how can he do that? Oh, it's hard indeed, this overrule of ethics and ideals upon the natural impulse of love, the duality of the beyond dual. It is so hard, the tormentation of the beyond, the cry of the complete bliss, the overrule of cry of complete bliss, the tormentation of God in separation of his own. But this is the embodiment of the sweetest of all transcendental mellows, my dear friends. How you can reconcile? The chariot of Uddhava is running fast, pacing fast on the path of Vrindavan, faster than the speed of his chariot. He is thinking of Krishna and his strange pain in love of some unknown milkmaids. Well, whosoever they are, let's see how they look like. Krishna is sitting in his private chamber alone, and he is worrying, Oh, Uddhava may miss to see my Sopadramanam dazzle of beauty of Vrindavan. It will be a great misfortune. No, I will not let my friend go unfortunate. He should see Vrindavan exactly as it used to be when I was there. And lo, Yogamaya materialized all that in a finger snap. All the opulence, beauty, joy, and sweetness which was flowing in Vrindavan when Krishna was there started shining out brilliantly. As soon as chariot entered Vrindavan, a captivating, entrancing perfume enlivened Uddhav. He saw transcendental beauty of that divine land. Each tree, each vine, pond, soil, and flower reminding unique pastimes of Krishna. Since Krishna's pastimes are eternal, they began looming and lurking and shimmering before the inner eyes of Uddhav. Uddhav is wondering, wow, this is the same Vrajabhumi where my Lord always sports, holding his friends by their shoulders. He dances here, he rests. Bhojitam Paramanena. He rests under these same trees and adorn each other with the flowers and fruits of these very same trees. Ye Shri Radha Muralidharayo Shri Lapadaravindha स्पर्शानन्दात् पुलकिततनु स्यन्दमानाश्रुधारा यत्पुष्पाद्यै स्वयमतिरसातौ मिथो वेशयेताम् वृन्दारण्यद्रुमतनुमाधन्यधन्यान्नमस्तान्. Oh, this is it where my Lord used to play flute, calling his cows, and there he had his lunch with his friends. न्यारो है सब लोकते वृंदावन निज गे खेलत लाड़िली लालज भींजे सरस सने बाजोरी चलत दो रसिक लाड़िली लाल देखो ऐसी भांति छवि चितवनी नैन विशाल. Oh, I am truly blessed. Indeed, my Lord lives here in His fullness. I am feeling the very perfume of His benign presence so intensely, and Uddhav is looking all over with million-ton thirst in his eyes. Sarvata pushpitavanam mundayale kulanadidam Hansagarannavakirno madmakandayesha mandidam. Abounding grows in full blossom on all sides, resounding with humming bees, chirping birds, shining with beds of lotuses, and floating with swans and ducks. Now Uddhava entered Vrindavan vicinity. He saw snow-white cars capering around, flute music echoing with sound of milking cows. Godo shabdabhiravam venunam nisvanena cha. Dusk had already descended. He saw each home is decorated with fragrant flowers, and milkmaids resplendent with ornaments. They were singing the glory of Krishna. He saw homes of Braj lit with flames, and dust rising with cows' arrival. Channayana pravishadam pashunam khurarenuvi. Vrindavan is as if welcoming Uddhav with her dusty hands, as if before visiting the deity in the temple, a bath in sacred water is required. So also to see Sri Nanda and Yashoda and Gopis, Uddhava is bathed in Brajraj raised by cows. He is thrilled. He saw Brajavasis have just worshipped sacred fire, sun god, and saints, and men, and gods, and wise men with burning frankincense burning, and flames and garlands. They have worshipped with all these things. He saw the marble house Krishna had mentioned, and he stopped the chariot, alighted, and sat down on the marble slab in the garden before the house. Someone saw him. He ran down to Nanda Baba and reported the news. "Oh, Nanda Baba, oh, Yashoda Mom, some Krishna-looking royal person came to see you. He is sitting outside." Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mom both themselves came out, and lo, Uddhava saw the glory of all glories, that Nanda Yashoda whom his friend is crying for. He fell prostrate at their feet. Seeing his Krishna-looking gaze, tears came in the eyes of Nanda and Yashoda. They picked up Uddhava with utmost affection and brought him home. Attendants led him to shower, to bathroom, and showered, and Uddhava showered, and he wore new clothes, another pair which Krishna had given him. Then Nanda Baba feasted him and rested him. Bhojitam paramannena, Bhojitam paramannena, samveshtam kashipau sukham. Gatasramam parapritchat pada samvahanadivi. After the rest, Uddhava came in the living room. He sat on the couch. The couple sat just beside him. Both were lacking courage to inquire about Krishna. They were afraid if there is some bad news again. Secondly, afraid to hear something that might increase their sorrow, that they cannot handle. Therefore, Nanda Baba starts with welfare of his friend Vasudevji. Kachidangama sakana shuranandana aste kushal patyadher yukto mukta sure durita. Oh, the friend of my son, oh, Krishna-looking one, is our dear friend Vasudevji doing well? Oh, after so long of his suffering, he is reunited with his sons and relatives. As soon as he pronounced son, immediately his heart slipped into the sea of Krishna remembrance. Then he could not help asking about Krishna, and he said, Dear Uddhav, tell me please, is my Krishna in Mathura still in the university? How can my delicate child handle that hard life of Gurukula? Apismaratina Krishno, Apismaratina Krishno, Matara Suridam Sakhin, Gopan Vrajam Chatmanatham Gavo Vrindavanam Girim. Apyayasyati Govinda Swajanan Sakridikchitum Tarhi Drakshamadadvagdram Nunazam Susmitekshanam. Does Krishna remember us? His mom, his friends, his gopis, his cows, his Vrindavan and the Govardhana hill, wherein and with whom he always loved to play and stroll. Does he remember these? Now, Uddhava. And Uddhava wondered, what's this? Has Krishna such a short memory to forget all this in such a short time? Nanda Baba knew his mind and explained, my baby was just an innocent, fragile and fun-loving. He never worried. Now, since he completed such an intensive study course and handling Yadava's resettlement, plus Jarasandha's multiple attacks with such an enormous pressure of work, how can he remember anyone unless useful to the work? Uddhava said, O King of Brajamandal, Krishna has infinite memory. You are most important to him. He always remembers you with gratefulness. I have passionately seen his lovesick conditions. Nanda Baba said, Oh, he does remember us. Then Uddhav, tell us why he hasn't come yet. He had told me, Gyatin vo drashtumeshyamo vidhaya suridam sukho. Oh, will he really come, Uddhav? Tell me. Whole of Vrindavan is tormenting as fish without water. Serpent when lost its gem. We loved him more than our soul, our being. We are waiting his arrival. It does not look like we will survive too long. After our colossal death, Krishna may suffer shock. That's why I say at once at least he come and let all of us see his moon-like countenance, dear Uddhav. Telling thus, Nanda's eyes were closed, two streams of tears flowed. He began seeing Krishna's moon-like face within his head. Oh, what an astounding beauty and sweetness! How captivating laughter! His benign nose, his cheeks, his ambrosial glances. Oh, thou, will that immense fortune ever come in my sight? Apyayasyati Govinda, Apyayasyati Govinda, Tarhit Rakshamadandvagram Sunazam Susme Dekjanam. Now Nanda began to see his pastime. Oh, he jumped into the Kaliya pond that day. We were almost dead. Then he leaped and somersaulted and began to dance on the hoods of that cobra. What a wonderful solace that night! And lo, wildfire surrounded. Krishna drank it up. His protection, Leela from Aghasur, Aristasur, Trinavar are amazing, Uddhava, really amazing. Damagner Vatavarajya Vrishasarvacha Rakshita Durandayebhyo Mrityubhya Krishnena Sumahatmana. Separating from such a wonderful son of mine, why, how come I am still alive, Uddhav? Uddhav, I am still unable to understand this. All our daily routines are muddled up. Home turns too suffocating. I go for a walk in the woods, but there is no place here which is not Krishna reminding dear. When I stand in the bank of Yamuna, I see his swimming, floating, sporting pastimes. I walk to the hillside. I find rocks of Giriraj still lying melted since that day when he had played his flute over there. And his footprints, friends and cows are still there imprinted on rocks. Big fire looms in my heart, blazing, burning all and everything. I walk towards the woods. Lo, I see trees, lush green trees, a forest, fruits and flowers-laden trees. Under them Krishna had stood with his flute, and an ambrosial music had emerged on. He had touched each one of those trees, hidden behind them during his play. His footprints, his leftover flower petals, tiny bell from his anklet, pieces of his ornaments, pot pieces of his lunch. Wherever I see Uddhav, I find his presence, evidences of his instant presence scattered all over, everywhere. Now, wherever I see, I find him. He is smiling in each flower, singing through the voice of each cuckoos. His face is shining in the moon orb. The whole world is full of Krishna, my dear Uddhav. My inner soul, my being too is vanished, and Krishna alone is shimmering, shining, smiling, and illuminating. Saritshailavanodesha, Saritshailavanodesha, गाओ वेणुरवाई में सच्छैलवनोद्देशान् मुकुन्द पदभूषितान् आक्रीडारीक्षमाणानाम् मनो याति तदात्मताम्. Remembering vividly, repeatedly, the pastimes of Krishna, Nanda and Yashoda were seized with excessive longing and inundating love. They became quiet. Yashoda varnamanani putrasya charitani cha शृण्वन्त्य शून्यवास्त्राक्षीत् स्नेहस्नुतपयोधरा इति संस्मृत्य कृष्णानुरक्तधी अत्युत्कण्ठो भवत्तूष्णीम् प्रेमाम् ररसविह्वला. Uddhava found 1,000 times more delicate situation than he had expected. He sank in the sea of worry, how to console the couple. He knows very well conditioned souls of the world always hanker for wealth, fame and pleasure. It is rare to discover someone really working hard to find Krishna. To find Krishna, developing Krishna tormentation is the only way. Tatra mulyamapi laulyameva kevalam. The success of life, the meaning of life is to attain Krishna tormentation. That is from where you enter the realm of Satchidanandam, bliss predominant enlightenment. Uddhava is seeing clearly the couple had already attended that so full that even he himself has started feeling like renouncing all and work hard on attaining a state like Nanda Baba. May it be a rigorous penance, hardest disciplines, high rules of conduct or anything. But I want to have it. I want to try for it. He also feels it would not be good to tell him that to go on tormenting like this for ages, keep crying until you are lost breath. It doesn't look civil to praise and advise to go suffering to someone. Go on suffering to someone who is already suffering so much. At the same time, consoling them would be anti-religious act because it would be dragging them back to materialism, which they have already transcended since long, long back. So, the only alternative left is to change the topic. Then tormentation would be somewhat less. That means to tell them drop Krishna topic and indulge in mundane stuff. This would be again an unjust act as well as sinful too. How can Uddhava, an intimate friend of Krishna, do that? That too with Nanda and Yashoda? Oh no, not at all. He will never do that. Now, if Uddhava had to use the third alternative, he will have to say, why you are tormenting for worth trashing physicality? Why worry for a mic, illusory sun? Consider who is whom. Who is whom in this ever-changing world? All relationships are fleeting, temporary and selfish. They are like meeting up two passengers on the walkway, on the train, on the airplane. All relationships keep on moving in a circle and also recycling as well. Your son might have been your father, grandfather in past lives, or someone else would have been your son before, for whom you are not crying about now. In future life, it is not sure some new one will sneak into your sonship and drag you to crying again. Therefore, please drop this passionate clinging to non-divine people and places. Just get connected with God. But this will be telling them to drop advanced PhD study course and start up with elementary school classes. Because the God himself is their son. What to speak of starting to remember God, but they are already in a very high bhava state where remembrance is non-stop, so blissful and part of their ecstasy. Uddhava knows well that Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam and that the union with him alone is an immortal relationship. Therefore, he feels quite inadequate to complete the task for which Krishna had sent him. He is trying and trying, but not finding appropriate words and ideas to shoot his mouth now. Now, this foremost disciple of the foremost genius sage Brihaspati began to look at the faces of the couple as if personified pain of love sitting before him with tear-filled eyes. There was no option. Either you just cry with them or start speaking incoherently. Uddhava feels no ability to cry because feelings are different. He is a friend and not the parent. He has not lost Krishna. He is on a mission. As soon as he returns, he will be with Krishna. So he cannot cry. Since he is a genius of a refined class, so he cannot speak a single word. That's not true, not wise, not useful. Now you understand Uddhava's dilemma, dear. Only if you understand and feel, then my present discourse will be $1,000,000 gem for you. Utterly helpless, Uddhava now decided to speak. Yuvam shlaghyatam nunam dehinamiha manada. Oh, indeed, both of you are the most fortunate among the fortunates. Glorifying you, I myself feel fortunate. The earth is sanctified by your presence. Nanda Baba was deeply hurt. He said, Uddhav, you look and act so wise, yet I am utterly hopeless with your ignorance. You call fortunate to a tormenting father with counted days of life in separation of his wonder-teen son? Oh, not even big sinner will, even not even big sinner be punished with misfortune like mine. Why do you mock our bad luck, Uddhav? Is this for what my son has sent you? Uddhava was shocked. His brain started reeling, disoriented. He could not ask Krishna to help him. Why? Because although he saw the greatness of Nanda's love, yet he could not feel the perfume of it. He failed to perceive the slightest of pain ocean Nanda and Yashoda were going through, yet he was wonderstruck to find its supremacy. Uddhava is fascinated by its greatness, but failed to take a dip and get submerged into it. Why? Because in Uddhava, splendor impulses are vibrant. Aishwaryansha Spurti is predominant. Because God is the ultimate goal of life, and Krishna is that God. Therefore, Uddhava adores Krishna. Since Nanda loves God so dearly, that's why Uddhava adores him too. But Nanda's love is not based on some logical settlement, scriptural text, or religious injunction. It is natural, spontaneous, causeless and unconditional. This fact is beyond Uddhava's intellectual refinement, my dear friends. Just like Westerners' intellectual refinement cannot allow formless God to manifest in a form, Jews and Christians are also intelligent people. Einstein and Freud have very refined intelligence, but their intellectual refinement does not allow any God other than Jesus Christ. Intellectual refinement of Emerson and Thoreau have much better intellectual refinement, but again, their refinement can adjust only with formless, unmanifest form of absolute reality. God as a full and light, or even a little bit of God as Krishna, that they can handle. But that does not mean all temple-going followers all over the world, or ISKCON, or DLM, or HJ, HT, are more refined. Not at all. The fact is, these people are just quarrelsome and commercial. To get wealth, worldly pleasures, or at least to survive nicely, they are cashing their Krishna or Shiva or Kali. No matter how they believe and decorate their temples and decorate their faces with long hair and long beard and saffron clothes, they cannot come even near the intellectual honesty and refinement of Emerson or Berkeley or Sartre. So, suddenly Nanda spoke of his insignificance and Krishna's supremacy. In fact, it was a small side wave among countless Sanchari Bhava's waves rising out of his ocean of Vatsalya Bhavaras. It visits often when hopelessness creeps in that now I will never find Krishna. Then it flashes out, his godliness flashes out and churns more bhava in the sea of love. Krishna's supremacy is Thai bhava in Uddhav, but in Nanda Baba it is momentary and rise of a tiny wave, but it gave similar thought waves which helped Uddhava to communicate with them. That's the situation. Nanda Baba says, "Dear Uddhav, I am not worthy to be the father of Krishna. Krishna is not an ordinary boy. Sage Garga himself had told me during naming ceremony that Krishna is object of meditation of great sages, yogis and wise men. He is God himself. Now I feel he was right. I saw with my own eyes, just with sportive push and pull he dashed down 10,000 elephant-powered King Kansa whom we paid taxes all our life. To those wrestlers, to that Gwaliapir, to that Pralambasur, to that Dhenuk, Aristasur and Trinavarth and Bakasur and Aghasur, he dashed down to death as childlike play. That 200 feet unique bow, he broke like sugarcane tree. He lifted huge Giriraj Govardhan for 7 full days. Uddhava observed the tears of Nanda Baba. The tears of Nanda Baba had started drying up. His composure was changing. An idea flashed. Now I can introduce the fact that Krishna is not son of anyone but Almighty Lord of the universe, and he is God. Uddhava saw a ray of hope. Yep, that's how I will succeed in my mission. I will drive away the lament and sorrow that's swallowing up the whole of Braj Mandal. Let me start it out with this king and queen, Nand and Yashoda. And Uddhavji said, Etau hi vishwasya cha bijayoni, Etau hi vishwasya cha bijayoni, Ramo Mukunda Purusha Pradhanam. O Nanda Baba, O Yashoda ji, whom you love so dearly, is the material and efficient cause of the universe. Bija Yoni, soul, and primordial matter, Purusha Pradhana, everything whatsoever there was, is and will be, are his vibhuti, the splendors, expansion, producing all, he has entered each and every one, entering all, involving in all, still he is ever untouched. Nand and Yashoda heard him all amazed, full of wonder. Listen, please, if a dying person thinks of Krishna just for a moment, all his or her sins are wiped out. His karmas are burned. He attains the Supreme. Yasmin jana prana viyoga kale Chanam samavesha mano vijuddho Nirritya karma shayamashu yate Param gatim brahma mayor kavarna. To such a magnanimous one, you have intense love, so there is nothing left for you to attain. Kim vavashishtam yoyo sukrityam. As far as your suffering, your torments is concerned, if only you understand Krishna Tattva, it is going to evaporate in an instant. Just like this, Uddhava explained. Tormentation is the product of separation. Separation is possible if the loved one is conditioned, limited, confined, and imprisoned in a small body, small place, small space. Your object of love is Krishna. He was, is, and will never be confined in a body, in a place, in a time. He is everywhere, as fire in the wood, as water in the ice, as air in the space. He is everywhere. So why go anywhere else? He is seated right in your heart. Just see him and enjoy his presence, closing your eyes and focusing your awareness in your heart. He is there, sitting right here. There is no cause of suffering in love except misunderstanding. Therefore, Ma Khidyat Mahabhagau, Ma Khidyat Mahabhagau, Drakshata Krishna Mantike, Antarhridhi Bhutanam, Aste Jyotirvaidasi. As long as you have ignorance born of obsession of parenthood, suffering will not leave you at all. All relationships are psychological projections, all Mike, and Krishna is beyond Maya, so he has neither mom, dad, wife, or kids to anyone. He is not. He reciprocated your parenthood with finest display of sonship. That's because of his vow. Yathamam prabhadyante tastateva bhajamyaham. That's all. Otherwise, he is like grandpa of the whole world. The ancient most one, he is Lord Narayana himself. Sarvesham atmajo yatma pita mata sa Ishvara. Therefore, dear parents, nothing of past, present and future, big or small, are apart from him. He alone is the truth upon which this vast diversity is appearing due to sheer illusion. Realize Krishna is the absolute truth and be awakened in the ever blissfulness of sudden enlightenment. Nanda Baba said, Dear Uddhav, You have studied a lot, an amazingly scholar teenager as you are, but exactly as regular teenagers, you too don't have common sense at all. You don't know whom, what to say and how. You called me and Yashoda is the most fortunate. I know definitely for sure we are the most luckless beings who have lost our most precious gem and wailing, burning in the fire of tormentation. You poked the most painful, ugly fun. And had you called us unlucky, we could have been sympathized and felt lighter. Secondly, you have tried to mix up scriptural text with my son. Doing so, you have really messed up everything. I am not a scholar as you, but I do believe in God. I do worship Lord Narayana in shalagram form. You fabricated my son as that great Narayana. This shocked me with surprise. There is no similarity between the two at all. As you said, Narayana is primordial and efficient cause, is potter in clay, the cause of the universe, Satya Sankalpa as he is. But I have personally seen my son was lying many times and also stealing curd butter as soon as he finds opportunity. Narayana is of the calm, whose all desires are fulfilled, but Krishna has too many desires, especially eating. He cannot stand hunger and thirst. He goes so impatient. Narayana is adorable. Whole world bows down to him. But Krishna, my son, carries my shoes on his head, following me behind. Narayana helps all, gives boon to worshippers, but Krishna is helpless and carries out when he finds we are not around to help him, and he cries out. He cries when there is nobody to help him. Uddhava, only this much of your words I can take for granted, that Krishna is the gem, and we got this gem by the boon of Lord Narayana. And listen, had Krishna been God, why we are suffering by loving him? Why are we not blissed out yet? This proves Krishna is not God, he is just my son. And now, what to speak of being blessed? A new dilemma is tormenting me that perhaps you might be right. In that case, we lost not our son only, but God himself. We have lost God. Can you see the situation? You are just a child, as my son is. After all, you are his friend, a matching one indeed. How can you be different from him? You try to extinguish fire by pouring tons of ghee. Oh, what a pity! And lo, Nandaraj is crying again, streams of tears flowing. The night passed on and on. Flames were burning, silence deepening, and Uddhava is thinking. Uddhava was most confident that by expounding Krishna Tattva, introducing Godhood of Krishna, Nandaraj's paternal affection will be loosened. Then by Tattva-gyan he will dispel the remaining tormentation. He had known by witnessing almightiness of Krishna during Kansa's deliverance, and Vasudeva and Devaki's strong 12 years long paternal and maternal affection almost vanished, and they could not dare even to bless him and embrace him when at last he came to them. Even after such a long separation, they could not fondle and love Krishna as their son. Same way, when Arjuna saw cosmic form of Krishna, his friendly bhava melted off, and he begged pardon for his friendly behavior. But that did not work at all with Nanda and Yashoda. The couple is on such a high status that Tattva could not reach that height. If Raganuga Bhakti is still in a developing stage, by infusing Aishwarya Buddhi, that Bhava Vesh could be loosened and dispersed. Then the person can be pacified. Until the water is liquid, you can dip your fingers in, but it is frozen into ice. Only an iron nail can penetrate. Still all around will stay same solid ice. Love of Nanda Yashoda and all Gopas and Gopis are ice frozen into sapphires. Nothing can melt, no one can penetrate. Impossible. Uddhava was able to understand this height intellectually, but unable to feel it by heart. He became aware of his lameness and dwarfness. This instantly humbled him out. I am terribly sorry, father and mother, for my hostile effort to teach you, educate you. I am completely disqualified even to talk to you. Please forgive me for my severe imprudence. Now I will share with you only my feelings. I am most certain your love is such that Krishna will have to come back to you. Agamishyatya dirghena आगमिष्यत्य दीर्घेण कालेन व्रजमच्युत प्रियं विधास्यते पित्रोर्भगवान् सात्वतां पते. Flames continued burning, my dear. Silence continued deepening. Then Venus rose in the horizon. Venus, that Shukra rose in the horizon. Lo, night is over. No one slept. Evam nishasa bravato vyatita. Nandasya Krishna nucharasya rajan. Gopya samuthaya nirupya deepan. Vastun samabhyarcha dadhinyamanthan. There are many gopis in Vrindavan, and even today there are some in whom Vishramba Bhava is predominant, who experience Krishna is still living in Vrindavan, strolling around them, accepting their gifts. They awoke in Brahma Muhurta, took bath, wore new clothes, worshipped God, and began to churn milk and butter. Those who love are always youthful, my dear. As they began to churn their curds, sweetest music resounded. Sweetest music resounded with rows of bangles around their wrists, pulling the cords. Their cheeks shone bright with earrings, continuously rocking with motion of their arms. Their faces illuminating with red paste of saffron, with gemmed crown and ornaments. They were brightened by the lights. Their hips, their breasts and necklaces were shaking. They were singing the transcendental pastimes of Krishna, blending with gurgling noise of churning curds. Their songs drove away the evil vibrations in all directions. Tadipadiptair manivirvirejo Rajyo vikarshad bhuja kankanastraja चलन्नितम्बस्तनहारकुण्डलत्युषत्कपोलारुणकुङ्कुमानना उद्गायतीनामरविन्दलोचनम् व्रजाङ्गनानाम् दिवमस्पृशध्वनिः दद्नश्च निर्बन्धनशब्दमिश्रितो निरस्यते येन दिशाममङ्गलम्. Uddhava is going to take bath in holy Yamuna river. He is watching this amazing sight never seen before. What a musical voice, and what a love-filled faces, what a devotional trance. He took bath, offered ablutions. He put on washed clean clothes Krishna had given him with Vajayanti mala and ornaments which he always wore. By now, sun has risen up. Trees, homes, streets are lit by the golden rays of the sun. Gopas and gopis are walking out. They saw a huge royal chariot parked in front of Nanda's home. Drishtva ratham shadakambham kasyayamiti chabruvan. Oh my God, whose chariot this might be? Gopis wondered. All other gopis looked at that gorgeous, brilliant, pure gold, gemmed, cushioned chariot stood there. They stared on. A gopi said, "This big gold chariot cannot be owned by villagers nearby. We have only carts and regular chariots. Whose this might be?" Another gopi spoke up and cried, "Friend, don't you recognize it? It's Mathura's." And she passed out. Oh, how could we forget that Mathurian chariot? Its wheels rolled on through our breasts. Holding these wheels, how piteously we had cried, how many tons of tears we had shed. Its wheels are still imprinted on the clay of Vrindavan and on our very heart. Oh, this is the same chariot in which that cruel Akrura had come and took our Krishna away from our side, who hasn't returned even to this day. Yena nito madhupurim Krishna kamalalochana. Old scars renewed, turned fresh, and cry of gopis echoed all around. So many gopis came out of their home. They stood up around and kept staring at the chariot with streaming eyes. Has Krishna come back? Gopis wondered. No, not Krishna, but a Krishna-looking royal messenger has come. Where is he? Let's go see him. Groups of gopis began searching for him. After all, why has he come? I can tell you that because his master Krishna is now. I can tell you that, one gopi said, because Kansa is now dead. To pacify his deceased spirit through oblations, he needs to rip off our liver, our lungs, our heart and all, and carry them on this chariot. That's why he has come, okay? Bhartu pretasya nishkritim. The gopis said like this, my dear friends. This heart-rending words of gopis was overheard by Uddhava, who just appeared after a bath from a nearby bush. This was the slightest heat Uddhava felt of great fire burning in the heart of gopis. He felt it was great mistake to come here on a chariot. I should have come here tossing and turning on the dust. I felt he is so ugly. His presence here is sheer hostility. There is nothing coming out except pain and torment. Oh, Mother Earth, please split apart. Let me enter once forever. Thus Uddhava wished, my dear. Tam vikcha Krishnanucharam Rajastriyah Pralambamahum Navakanyalochanam Pītāmbaram pushkaramalinam lasan mukharavindam manimrishtakundalam. Gopis saw heavy-hearted Uddhava is walking. Hundreds of gopis have surrounded the walkways. Oh, same sapphire complexion, same age, same golden silk, same moon-like face and lotus eyes. Even arms are large and round like him. His walking, talking and laughing too are like that of our beloved Krishna. But he is not him, not him. Then who is he? Amazed gopis saw and asked, Friend, who is he, wearing clothes like our Krishna, ornaments like our Krishna, perfumes like our Krishna, even the garland is like our Krishna. Who is he? Another gopi answered, correcting her, Friend, why do you say clothes like Krishna's, ornaments like Krishna's, perfumes like Krishna's? In fact, all these things are Krishna's personally. I am positive. It appears as soon as Krishna took them off, this gentleman grabbed them and put them on and has come down here running. Although in deep love intoxicated gopis have embraced the malt tree, thinking it as if Krishna, they ran down to embrace even cloud, even Yamuna water, even darkness, and kissed also Sri Gita Govinda, but nobody ran to embrace Uddhava beside all those striking similarities. Why? Because their immaculate heart and their spotless love alone is the protector of their dharma maryada, my dear friend. Just like physical body has its own automatic protecting capacity called reflex action, same way in high stages of entrancing bhava, where you are bound to be oblivious, there is certain indescribable spatial power, spatial intuition that helps, protects and guards automatically. When the aspirant is truly sincere on the path, or even after he or she has attained the goal, this spatial protecting power always guards and helps. And that is bodyguard. Uddhava walked and walked, and gopis also walked with him, as there are astrophysical and physio-astral lands, caves and ashrams in the Himalayas. Only exalted yogis can see and enter and live there. For others it is just a flat, busy or uneven lands. Same way, in Vrindavan there are extra transcendental, technicolor, antimaterial bowers, kunja kutir, woods, kunja vithi, anivrit nikunj, words and sacred places, and some appear only before those who have reached the apex of Sakhya Bhav. Other places are there. They are such where you can see, enter and stay only if you have completed the advanced experience courses in Madhurya Bhav. By special grace of Krishna, Uddhava entered one such place. After all, he is a friend, a chosen one, a friend to receive his all prasadam. Uddhava saw their blazing, illuminating gopis, but they were pale and deeply sorrowful, as if when you happen to enter a Himalayan cave or suppose Siddhashram, you see thousands of years old youthful yogis illuminating by their own light of wisdom. Same way, in Nivritta Nikunja, Uddhava saw illustrious love yoginis. They were lean and thin, hair matted and scattered, clothes too were not very clean. They looked like embers covered with ashes. Their eyes were thirsty and restless to have a glimpse of Krishna. Instantly they recognized Uddhava as the messenger of the beloved, Vigyaya Sandeshaharam Brahmapate. Their heart opened up, my dear. Their faces bloomed, my dear. They offered him a seat nearby. Nibrit Nikunja is inaccessible and invisible to everyone who have no bhava of a particular caliber. Seeing Uddhava's frequent entrance and his Krishna-looking appearance, they knew he is Krishna's own personal. One of them said in a mild tone, trying hard to smile a little in his welcome, Janimastvam yadupate, Janimastvam yadupate, Parshadam samupagatam. Dear Uddhav, by the perfume of your presence, we are aware you are intimate friend of our beloved Krishna. Tell us frankly, have you come here in these costly dresses by yourself, or your friend has sent you to exhibit his prosperity to we tormenting gopis? If so, go tell him we are very impressed and amazed and stunned to know you as big tycoon, a big celebrity, a big dignitary, a big success of your life. If you have come here, Bhartreya Peshitam, under the command of that big ambitious one, then it is too difficult a matter, complicated indeed. First question arises, why did your friend send you here after all? Apparently there is no such achievements here attractive to ambitious beings like him. There seems to be nothing worth remembering in this Braj. Annatha govrajetasya smaraniyam na chakshmahe. If you tell us that he has sent you to see us, then we cannot believe it, because it does not seem we are anybody to him anymore. There is no relationship with him. Yes, there was indeed. But the relationship breathes only by admiring. It survives on acceptance. Otherwise, it dies down fast. Due to prolonged non-acceptance, that relationship between him and us is all vanished away. Perhaps nothing is left. So, why will he care for us? Why will he send you to us? You are a great intellectual. You tell us, why will he remember us at all? Especially when we have become Westerners and aliens and foreigners to each other. Is not it, Uddhav? If I am not right, please tell me. You are a great scholar. Subal, Sridham, Madhu, and all Gopals, when returned from Mathura, they told us They told us about you, that you went for higher education to another planet from the Guru of Angels and passed the exams with the highest marks, and now you hang around that alien Krishna, and that he enjoys you, he enjoys your company so much. You tell us, please, have not we turned hard-headed, busy Westerners for each other? Oh, great scholar friend of my beloved, tell the truth. We want to hear from you. Perhaps he could not avoid his relation with Nanda Baba and Yashoda Rani. After all, he is born of them. The gopis said, his world astonishing Sri Vigraha, the beauty is raised and nurtured in the cool pool of their affection. He could not escape that relationship, otherwise his existence itself may fall in jeopardy. Thanks to him a lot. So that's why you have come here, to meet Nanda Baba and Yashoda. We are deeply hurt to see when the son of a pauper succumbs to royalty, he dishonors his elders. See with whose bottomless love he was raised and grew up so tall and brave and majestic. He could not even take trouble to come himself here. He sent his menial servant. Oh, the friend of our Fargone beloved, oh, ambassador of Mathura Empire, tell us, have you worn these shining clothes and glittering ornaments by yourself, or he has put these on you? Is not his hidden intention quite clear, that he is trying to console his parents by the dazzle of his prosperity? Okay. Oh, Mathurian sire, now we are sure you came to give some message to the parents. Then why have you stumbled down up here? You should immediately get out of here, leave this footpath, and pick up that wider road from up there and go straight and enter the big mansion that stands at the main square. So go, hurry. They will have no limit of their joy to see the glitter of your friend's great prosperity and tough accomplishments. Gopi spoke while many gopis surrounded her, looking at the condition of the friend of that Fargone beloved. Her words echoed in the silent bushes, and tears came to her eyes, and afflicted as she became upon her own sarcastic words. Uddhava heard it, listened it, and dwelt in it. Tears came to his eyes. His head bent low. He humbled down. He knew this is not all. More heavy stuff are coming. Oh, Krishna, where have you sent me, dear? You did not tell me. You did not tell me the size of the problem. Uddhava mumbled with himself. Dear Uddhava, another gopi said, please tell me. Only a love which has an objective, purpose, some cause, vanishes away when the purpose is fulfilled. Our love has always been a causeless one, an unconditional one. Then how come your friend has terminated and dismissed it so skillfully? Why, Uddhav? Why did it happen? Bumblebee loved the flowers, sang song in its praises, kissed it over and over. But once honey is finished, love vanished. Objective was honey. Harlot forsake the destitute. The public an incapable government, students their teacher, priests their sacrificer, birds and trees, guest and the host. Birds leaves the tree and guest leaves the host. Dagdham mrigastatharanyam jaro bhuktva ratam striyah. Thus there is only an acting, a display exists in the name of love. Our love with your Lord was not like the above mentioned. It was unconditional and causeless. Then why has it ended up like this? Why has it resulted in insurmountable pangs of separation that is devouring our lives so ruthlessly? At this conclusion, who else will intend to love your Lord in the world? What more fatal accident there could be other than this? Uddhava was amazed, dumbfounded. He had never heard such a question. He never saw such serious allegations addressed to his friend. He was speechless. Shukdev Ji Maharaj describes, Iti gopyo hi govinde gatva kaya manasa Krishna dute vrajam yate uddhave tyakta lokika. Thus casting all etiquette to the winds, the milkmaids of Vrindavan, whose heart, whose being, whose speech were lost to Govinda, addressed to the messenger of Govinda. Then an uncontrollable storm of tormentation arose. They stood up, looking at Mathura, raising their hands up. They sang a song of their pain of love like loonies, like lovesick crazies, and hysteric ones. Gayantya priyakarmani, rudantyascha gatarya, tasya sansmritya yani kaishora balyayo. They sang and wept. They sang again and wept out aloud, my dear. My dear friends, each gopi's level of consciousness was exalted in high left trance consciousness state. Their feet moved onto a mystical path of fragrant flowers and bushes. All friends led by 8 specials. Uddhavji followed. They came to a lonely, cozy corner where, like illuminating statues of gold, as if fortune of all, life of all, assuming bewitchingly beautiful form, the goddess of love was lying on the lotus petals. She was preparing to depart from her body in a great pain of love. Constant tormentation had been her way of life since long. All feelings of pain are imprinted upon her limbs very well. Anybody can read it. She became aware of her friends' presence. She addressed them. Her cuckoo eyes echoed, My dear friends, please take this body in the sacred banks of Yamuna. place it on the same silvery sands where my Lord had decorated me with flowers and twigs in that night of Rasalila. Take me under the same Kadamba tree where you had spotted me out with him in that full moonlit night. Smear me up with holy sands, he walked on, write on my each limb his holy name. Cover me with lots of tulsi leaves and flowers and friends. As soon as my soul begins to depart from this mortal coil, sing out aloud his holy name. I shall be ever grateful to you. My blessings will be always upon all of you. Just don't worry. Begin arranging for my speedy death festival. After death, I will move fast and see his benign lotus face so closely, winklessly and constantly as I used to when he was here. Oh, a great fire is burning. It is devastating all my limbs as colossal dissolution, but my soul bird is bound up hard and strong inside the cage of this body with an iron pillar of his promise, promise of his return. He has told me he will come. I say, it is trying hard to get out any moment, and it's gone. Do not please worry about me at all. Everything is all right. Then, then she became quiet and calm. Silence deepened. All friends and Uddhava stood silently watching this while drops of tears weighted them non-stop. Now her lotus lips begin to quiver with trembling fingers, shaking body. You can read it. She was whispering, let, O Lord Almighty, the earth part of my body mix into the dust and clay of the path of Mathura where my beloved walks every day, so that I can hold his lotus feet right into my heart. After my death, let water part of my body mix into the water of the pool where my beloved takes his dip and swim, so that I can kiss his lips during his swimming pastime. O Lord, mix the fire part of my body into the mirror in which my beloved looks himself daily now and then. Mix my prana air of my body into the breeze blowing from Yamuna river every morning and evening. Mix my sky into the space of the room of that Mathurian palace where my beloved resides. Provide me just this, O destiny maker, Lord in charge. Let my death be the door. Let my death be the door to take an ambrosial embrace with my beloved Lord. Please do this for me. That immaculate doll of purity and love said this, and lay down on corpse pose, still and quiet. Then suddenly she spoke up. Oh no, how can that be? He has so graciously, so affectionately, so lovingly told me I will come. I say, oh how can I escape like a deceitful person who breaks promise? Oh no, 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 I will not die. I'll stay, I'll live, oh Lord mine. Come, come, how morose, sad, and heartbroken you will become if you come and not see me and hear the news of my death. Tears will roll on your lotus face. You will not be able to rest that night. O Lord, I will not stand your pain, even the slightest pain, O Lord, I'll not stand happening to you. I'll live even though it is a worse torture than millions of deaths. As she became quiet, her life force began to return. Her body, mind, soul became conscious. She opened her lotus eyes, yet a great sea of sorrow of separation swelled through her person. Uddhava saw and saw all this, and he recognized, oh, this is her whom my Lord sheds tears for. This is Sri Radha, for whom my friend cries out aloud and sighs and sobs. This is her. This is her. This is her. Introducing. Love is a fragile, delicate belongingness which is highly sensitive, still so strong that even though all reasons of breaking down are assembled together, still does not break or perish away. सर्वथा ध्वंसरहितम् सत्यपिध्वंसकारणे यद्भावबन्धनम् यूनो बुधैः प्रेमा निगद्यते. Such a love is possible only between soul and God. In the relationships all over the world, people are just rehearsing, preparing, evolving oneself to this highest state of evolution of consciousness. Just as sugarcane juice condenses, turns into jaggery, and jaggery is refined, turns into sugar, sugar is refined and becomes rock candy. Same way, whatever sweet belongingness you have evolved during your relationships, it has to grow into prem. When your heart is so meaningful that while meeting with the loved one, your heart melts, tears comes to your eyes, thrilling comes to your limbs, it is called sneha. Then you never get bored with your companion, even though there is nothing to do for a long time. Newer and newer beauty flashes in the face of your loved one. You feel new joy every time you think of your loved one, my dear friends. The deep, intense longing that I belong to him is Grita Sneh. When you long as he belongs to me is Madhu Sneh. When this state evolves into most sweet feelings of bashful quarrel, it is called Man. Then, although you love to see him, talk to him, still you do not look at him and do not talk to him. You avoid him. He goes away looking at you expectantly. When he is gone, you torment helplessly and hopelessly. Then this state of man assumes the form of soulful remembrance of the loved one. It is known as pranay. In this state, his way of walking, his way of talking, and his way of laughing come upon you, and your personality reflects him and him alone. When it goes more intense, splitting out bliss and ecstasy, it is known as rag. In this state, going through a bone-breaking, head-reeling, and heart-sinking, and hip-snapping, repeated suffering for the beloved, and also feels like lots of joy, fun, and adventures, as though in White Mountain in Disneyland, as much love grows, so much the beauty which abides in the form of the beloved reflects upon your eyes. You are enthralled and thrilled and go spaced out, because usually in the empty space the smiling face of the beloved dazzles out. When it happens over and over, now and then, ever and ever, always, it is turned into anurag. Okay? Then you transcend the relative phenomena and often go intoxicated in the joy of his remembrance. And it increases day after day, moment by moment. Your eyeballs itself turn into television screen, a computer screen where reflect multi-million leelas and messages of the beloved with his personal dialogues with you, with thousands of advanced connoisseurs of the same bhava as yours. Then his beauty becomes Navnavaiman. Your throbbings become Navnavaiman. The whole universe, while still equipped with its multi-billion forms of suffering, but for you, its every turn of events, every meeting with a new phase gives you an extra push to a new freedom, new joy, new intoxication, to fall in greater depths of love trance, devotional trance. Then a million years of togetherness with the beloved feels like a moment, just like Brahmaratra Upavritte. Billion years long Rasa Leela was felt by the gopis as momentary, as flash of lightning. Same way, even a moment's separation feels like millions of years of a torture. Trotiryugayate tvam pashyatam. As much anuraga is possible to be produced in the world in your heart, when all of that much is produced in you at the same time, all at once, it is called Yavadasraya Vritti, my dear friend, and a special state of bhava is born. When bhava is born inside, symptoms light up outside as tears of love, thrills, ecstasy, ambrosial words, and getting lost in oblivion often. When these streams of love flow and overflow, go intense and colossal, then is called Mahabhav. This is called Mahabhav. In its usual stage, it is called Rudha Mahabhav. In its extraordinary effulgent state, it is called Adhirudha Mahabhav. In this state, body remains no more physical, ethereal, or even celestial. All impurities of gold are burned in the colossal fire of love, and body transforms into luminous transcendental divinity. Premera Sarupa Deha Prema Vibhavita. That's what it is. Sri Radha always dwells in such an exalted state of love. Everything, all, how she acts, glances, and speaks are expressions of the holiest Mahabhav. It has two divisions, Modan and Madan. Krishna means attractor of the whole world, One who attains this state becomes someone who even attracts him like a doll, like puppet. Then Sri Krishna becomes fascinated. Both intoxicate each other with their glancing, touching, and speaking. If Sri Radha is in Modan Mahabhav, Sri Krishna is in Madan Mahabhav. Their divine union, Sanyog, keeps changing them into each other's bhavas, my dear friends. During Viprayog, when this happens, the Mahabhav leads one in Divyonmad. And this is what happened here when Uddhava appears on the stage before Sri Radha. Divyonmad has 10 different stages. They all one by one surface during this dialogue between the messenger and Sri Radha. With this much background now, the oncoming Leelas will become highly enjoyable, my dear friends, for you. Now let me lead you further. Krishna had well decorated his friend Uddhava with his own clothes, own crown, and earrings and necklaces. Certainly not the crown he wore in Vrindavan, but he has just started his new style in Mathura. After his return from Sandipani's university, the way of his standing, his looking, and his various gestures all reflected that of Krishna in Uddhava. Okay? As Sri Radha sat on her seat of lotus petals and her friends sat around her, Uddhava came forward and humbly bowed down to her with great reverence. Exact replica of her own beloved Sri Radha saw him and blessed him. In a single glance she understood all. In a special bhava, in the ocean of her Divyonmad splashed out. As the bhava upsurged and rose, tears began to flow non-stop. She glanced at the artwork of decoration on Uddhava her beloved had made on him for her. Oh, he did all this, and he did not show up himself. Thrills after thrills spread out. Great pain of love rose. Born of that special wrath of love also rose up, my dear friend. Suddenly, Yogamaya materialized a scene in the mind of Sri Radha just for Leela Vaichitri. She saw her beloved is sporting and dallying around with one of the Mathurian beautiful. And then he came to Sri Radha. She felt heartbroken and avoided to look at him. He bowed down to her and begged for pardon, but she dismissed him without favor. After a while, he sent a black honey bee to calm down Sri Radha and receive her benediction. So the honey bee came and started humming at her feet. She saw काचिन् मधुकरम् दृष्ट्वा ध्यायन्ति कृष्णसङ्गमम् प्रियप्रस्थापितम् दूतम् कल्पयित्वेदमब्रवीत्. Sri Radha saw the honey bee is humming and flying around her. She saw his mustache are yellow because he had sat on golden filaments of lotus pericarp before. As Uddhava bowed down to Sri Radha, she could not see him. She saw the honey bee, and that somehow got projected upon poor Uddhava. He got in trouble. Whatever she is speaking now, Uddhava is listening with rapt attention. In the world of divine love, It is called Chitrajalp. It has 10 varieties. This first one is Prajalpa, my dear friend. Oh, you, Sri Radhaji said, oh, you, the friend of that fraud, how dare you stand before me? Go away, go away. Madhupakitava bandho, Madhupakitava bandho, mas prishangrim sapatnyaha, kucha vilulitamala, kunkumashmasruvirnaha, vahat madhupanindan manininam prasadam, yadu sadasi vidamyam yasya dutastamidre. I guess you are drunk, that's why this dishonor. Go away, oh you! Your drunkenness is legitimate only in the city of Mathura known as Madhupuri, the city of the drunkards. Sri Radha looked at all her friends. She looked at all her friends. They were laughing, very happy as they were. At least their friend is resurrected and speaking so well. So they are as happy as they would have found the whole world. With great enthusiasm they participated, my dear friend. Sri Radha continued, he is not that straight and simple as he appears. Out of drunkenness he appears as such. As a fact, he is as fraudulent as his Lord. After all, to be a friend of a cheat, you got to be the double cheat. So, you can cheat him up too. Unless one has bigger degree in cheating, how can one be a friend to a conceited cheat? So watch out. Hearing this, Uddhavji felt embarrassed. He perspired out. He wanted to speak a few words in defense of his friend, so he moved closer. Sri Radha saw the honeybee moving nearer to her. She spoke up, touch not my feet, O ye drunkard, don't impurify me by doing that. Now honeybee rose and flew away, humming around aloud. Sri Radha said, oh, now you want to hold the feet of my friends. You got no right for that. Your friend also applied the same tactic often. Honeybee said, oh, Her Majesty, please don't be that hard on me. I am a messenger of His Majesty, so I have right to touch feet of Her Majesty. Sri Radha said, oh, yes, you do have right, but that was only when you had not been drunken so heedlessly. Then Honeybee said, oh, Lordess, who told you that? I haven't taken even a sip. Sri Radha said, oh no, how come someone in his sanity would dress like yours? And Honeybee said, holy Cyrus, what's wrong in my clothes? Sri Radha said, why your mustaches are so colored? Where did you get so much of kumkum? Where you got a heap of saffron? It must be from the bosom of those Mathurian love-loony maidens. During the ambrosial embrace, all of them came on Sri Krishna's flower garland, and that's where you often sit unto. Your mouth, your lips still carry those on, and that's what is killing me so ruthlessly. Shame on your imprudent advances, oh honeybee. Nobody can become that lunatic as you are. You must have drunk a lot of that French whiskey and double scotch. That's why your head got so berserk that instead of a glass of water, you want to calm my thirst with embers of fire. You came to convince me for how much so great he loves me, but you came anointing yourself with remains of those silly young ladies fallen in love with whom that my big cheater beloved has forgotten me. Oh, what a pity! Now here begins Prajalpa Divyonmad, my dear friends. Please be aware of it. Honeybee said, "O Her Majesty, why do you condemn my friend so harshly? He is innocent. O Lordess, have mercy on us, please." The honeybee requested Sri Radha in her vision. Sri Radha said, "Listen up, O pleader of that heartbreaker, cheat. His offense is greater, far greater than the whole world can do. But it is so subtle that only we gopis can perceive through our extrasensory perception. Others cannot understand it. Look, your friend has devastated all my religious and social duties just by letting me suck his ambrosial lips. Sakridadara swam mohinim payayitva sumanasa iva sadya statyajesman bhavadre paricharati katham tat pada padmam tu padma yapi patarita cheta uttama shloka jalpai. The honeybee said, "O Her Holiness, being so immaculate, snow white, clean in character, being virgin, and having high principles of Vedic ideals, after all, why did you go for that? Why did you go for that? Why that yoga of kissing?" Sri Radha said, "O gullible honeybee, you are like those lazy lawyers who never examine the person in the spot and go on arguing on paperwork. You must go and see how mesmerizing, inviting, and grabbing those lips are, nectar dripping as they are, exhilarating above all dualities and relativity as they are. Sakridadara sudham swam, Sakridadara sudham swam, mohinim payayitva, mohinim, grabbed, drawn, pulled, kept under a spell. We were led to those cosmic kissings. Then, love loony, lost in oblivion, we all became. He led us in great trust that he will let us kiss him always, ever and ever. We were assured, but then, like a professional cruel, like a chronic bluff master, he just left us to our fate. We were left doomed to perish. Yes. He is just like you. As you suck all the honey of the flowers and leave them and walk away, exactly the same way your friend has walked away from our life, dumping us completely out of his mind. Your friend seems to have decided if we died, how will he enjoy our tortures? That's why, through the nectar of his lips, he has turned us deathless. Now, I know he will not let us die, but keep on enjoying our suffering. Oh, how innocently and lovingly he approached us, praising out our beauty and grace. How he approached us when we were unaware. He kissed us like a vampire and left. His sharp, pointy front teeth still stuck in our neck side. Telling thus, Sri Radha became silent and quiet. The bee began humming, taking big circles around her. He sang, "Oh, Her Majesty, just the other day, during the Rasa Leela, you were singing, Jayati Tedhikam Janmana Vraja Sayata Indira Shashwadatrahi." My friends, fame is spreading all the way to Vaikuntha Lok, and the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, has come running here to serve him. If your severe condemnations are true, how can goddess Lakshmi rush to serve him? And Sri Radha replied, "O humming bee, Lakshmi ji is too gullible. She is misled. We are smarter than her. That's why we found out all loopholes of your friend. He is no good. Stay away from him, or you will also lament and cry like us. Okay? Understand this and be careful." Now, the rise of Vijalp and Ujjalp waves of devotion, my dear friends. Now listen. Kimiya Baushadangre Gayasi Tvam Yadunam Adhipatimagrihanam Agrato Nah Puranam Vijaya Sangasanginam Giyatam Tat Prasanga Chapita Kujanu Jande Kalpayanti Ishtamishta. Stunned and still, Uddhava was listening the words of Sri Radha. She saw again the bees humming and flying around as if singing the glories of Lord Krishna. "O ignorant bee, why are you singing his praises again?" Sri Radha scolded him. "Singing is the way of my life, madam. What else can I do?" was the answer of the bumblebee. "Okay, I am not asking you to stop, but don't you have something else to sing about?" And he said, "He is the only Lord I know of, so with your mercy, let me go ahead, madam." "That means you are a Krishna freak, pigeonholed in his thoughts. We strictly don't allow such untalented parasites in our area. You better find other place for you where you can go on with your own silly stuff." "Oh, Her Majesty, where shall I go?" "Go to the Mathurian gents and ladies whom your friend has brought new charm and delight. Okay? Go." Uddhav began to think deeply and began looking at Sri Radha, who was still hearing his feelings in the humming of the honey bee. And Lalitaji said, "Dear friend, look, the bee is requesting humbly to tell him go so harsh words. Mathurian ladies are highly chaste and never serve Krishna, who to them is just another man. So worry not for nothing." And Sri Radha spoke up, manifesting Ujjalpa variety of the moon, the Unmad, my dear friend. "Oh bee, you got so little brain. When will you be able to understand that? Devi bhuvi charasayam kastriyastadurapa kapata ruchirasa ध्रुवविजृम्भस्य यास्यु चरणरजौ पास्ने यस्य भूतिर्वयं का अपि च कृपणपक्षे उत्तमश्लोकशब्दः. Who on earth and heavens are there, ladies, regardless of their high chastity, who will not turn love loony just in first glance? I am telling this for their own welfare. I am worried. As we trusted him and fell into the sea of total misery, let no one else fall headlong into the same mire. Relationship with Krishna is always such. Obviously, they are going to be cheated up. His captivating laughter, his inviting glances, and endearing words always engulf the visitor, and they fall into helpless, hopeless predicament as ours. Oh, Her Majesty, if my lord is so fraudulent, then why are you still tormenting to meet him? Even the great goddess Lakshmi ji got fooled up. Then what to speak of us? Radhaji said, "It is biggest tactic of that con man, that your friend, that he targeted Lakshmi ji, the best among all ladies, so that the rest of them could be easily conquered. It's pity really that we are hanging in love with such a misery giver one. But it is all his maya. We got fooled by his name, Uttamashlo. We thought he may be very compassionate, very merciful on suffering humanity. So we were hallucinated. Now we know. Now we know his every word, action, and name are full of trickery and world-fooling intentions. And now we are entering in Sanjalp and Avajalpa varieties of divine intoxication, my dear friend. Visrijashirasi padam Vedmyam chatukarai Anunaya vidushaste Bhetyadotyayir mukundan Swakritaya vidrishta Patyanyaloka Vyasrijada cheta Kim nu sandheyamasmin. Now the honeybee wavered around and considering the lotus-like feet of Sri Radha, shining reddish on the soles, golden on top, and colorful toenails, thinking it as lotus flowers set on it. Sri Radha felt he is begging pardon for all offenses his friends has done to her. Then Sanjalpa, divine intoxication, flashed in her, and she said, Oh, honeybee, what's this? Now you are complaining that I didn't give you enough opportunity to express yourself for what you want to accomplish your objective. This is absurd. There is nothing left in between us to tell or hear. Just get out of here. Go away. Oh, far, too far away. Sri Radha screamed. I know that's cooking. I know what's cooking in your head. I know your special talent of macro fancy. Butter pasting on face to get what you want. You got a special vocational training from that trickster friend of yours, that Krishna, that trickster friend of yours, that Krishna. He is your teacher. He trained you. Your friend is past master of this vocation. When he was here, all what he did was breaking my heart in 1,000 pieces and then putting a knot of clothes in his neck, bowed down at my feet, singing a heart-touching song, Smaragarala Khandanam. Smaragarala-khandana mama shirasi mandanam dehi me pada-pallava mudaram dehi me pada-pallava mudaram. Adorn my head, placing your jewel-like feet upon it. That's how he sang song. It is still recorded in Gita Govinda of Jayadev. Go and see, and then trust. But it is not going to work anymore now with me, repeatedly being cheated. I have learned a hard lesson now. No, you cannot lure me up to fall headlong into that same hellfire. I am not novice as your Lakshmi Devi anymore. Okay? Honeybee said, Oh, Her Majesty, my friend is a big success. He has $1 billion project. Soon the whole world will be on his fingertips. By having a dispute with him, all you are heading for is a big loss. So kindly he has lifted a hand of friendship. You are so young, beautiful, and smart too. Be an ambitious one, Your Honor. Be an ambitious one. Life is too long. It must be comforted up wisely. And Sri Radhaji said, Oh, you, the friend of that cruel one, don't ever propose that. I better live in the Bronx. I will choose to die in bumps and punks hospitals, but never would like to hit my foot on his golden Buckingham Palace and a White House-like palace. I never would like to sit on his given chair. Keep your chair with you. Carry it back to your friend home. We have caught him red-handed doing fraudulent acts thousands of times. How can we cope up with all that? Don't you have a little bit of conscience? Has your guru, sage Brihaspati, not shared a single iota of it? Oh, what a pity, my friend Vishakha. Oh, Madhurika. Oh, what a pity. And there are, these are the people on whose fingertips the world is going to dance in future. Now, what good can be expected? Oh, Her Majesty, the bumblebee said, you are always sticking allegations after allegations, yet never telling me what fraudulent act my friend has done to you. And Sri Radha said, oh, you, the utterly uninformed one, don't you know this at all, that in order to get that Mathurian empire, how many thousands of hearts he broke? To him, as if they were no hearts but eggs, went on breaking. All along he lived here, he was sharpening his vocation, his only vocation, his only talent there was how to put a peaceful person in severe tormentation. It is it Isn't it so shockingly surprising that with this kind of skill one becomes big leader of all nations? Where is he going to lead all citizens of the whole globe? Obviously, you stupid bee, you will not understand, but I predict blind men leading billions of blinds only to fall headlong in a bottomless abyss. We refuse friendship with such a big butcher of entire humanity. No peace treaty, no conversation, no talking, no dialogue. We announce war, eternal war, eternal war. We refuse, we refuse friendship with such a big butcher of entire humanity. No peace treaty. We announce war, eternal war. We announced war, eternal war. Churchill is too childish. His war is toy-like. A poor old man. I like waging eternal war with Krishna like Joan of Arc. There is no settlement at all. Are you coming from British royalty, Her Majesty? Otherwise, why are you engineering and distorting the history to suit your purpose, as the Macaulayans mm, mm, people have done to the history of India? Why are you doing similar thing? So unless you are connected with British historians, Christian missionaries, communists, or Congress historians, secularist historians, I would request you to let the history be told undistorted. After telling thus, the bumblebee stopped and Sri Radha became quiet. Thousands of waves rose in the sea of her Sanchari Bhav. After some time, Nirved became predominant. Consequently, her wrath grew up increasingly. And Hummingbee said then, it is too big a charge on an honorable man like my friend, Her Majesty. Could you try to be compassionate a little bit? After all, to err is human, to repent divine. O Lordess of my friend's heart, please accept my hand of friendship. And Sri Radha's lips quivered and voice echoed, Mrigayuriva kapindra vivyadhe lubdha dharma. स्त्रियमकृतविरूपाम् स्त्रीजितकामयानाम् बलिमपि बलिमत्वा वेष्टयध्वाङ्क्षवद्य स्तदलमसितसख्यैर्दोस्त्यजस्तत्कथार्थः. Here goes Sanjalp and our Jalpa players of divine intoxication, my dear friends. Oh, honeybee, Srinagaji said, this is not the only blunder your friend has committed. He has done same thing before, even long before this life. In former lives too, he has been doing the same over and over and over. Now it has become his second nature, which is too dangerous for all. Therefore, not at all you must raise the issue of friendship. There is no limit of unrighteous conduct and heartlessness and falsity in him. And the bee said, without a solid proof, these are simply ravings of a craziness. So, madam, try to present some basis for your talk. Listen, O honeybee, there was a king of Vanara. His name was Bali. Your friend in his past life shot him dead, hiding in a bush while he was wrestling with his brother. Even hunters don't kill a monkey, and he did so well. Mrigayuriva kapindram vivyade lubdha dharma. Secondly, Shurpanakha wanted to marry with him out of great love, and he chopped off her nose and ears so badly that she turned so ugly that no one would marry her. Priyamakrita Virupam, and Honeybee spoke up, but he was under the code of conduct of forest dwellers, which he had adopted to protect the truth of his father. So proposal of marriage and trying to kill his wife, both were her evil traits. What others can be done to her? The bee argued. Well, Radhaji said, if that's so, then why he was enjoying lavishly with his so loving a wife, and so openly spreading out his beauteous splendor? If he was to observe celibacy rules, why to spread so much of aroma of amorous dalliance in the whole forest? It was her property. It was her land, and without permission your heroes were enjoying there, as if it was their father's royal park. She had right to ask for taxes, and if she enforced her right of taxes in a lovely manner, what was the problem? What was the problem? For just that, such an unhuman, severe insult. That's not all. In his former life, he assumed the form of a tiny Brahmin and accepted 3 steps of land as donation from a King Bali. But while measuring, he assumed a gigantic form by his black trick and robbed his whole prosperity in broad daylight. And even on that too, his stomach was not full. He arrested him up and mailed him to the subterranean through UPS. Like crow, he acts ungratefully. Therefore, just to stop talking of friendship with all kinds of black guys Holy Cyrus, you are blaspheming my friend over and over, but still you are talking about him alone, on and on and on. If you are a good lady and he is so bad a person, it wouldn't be glorious for you to go on talking on him non-stop. Then Sri Radhaji became grave, quiet, very, very serious, and said, "That's the only paradox in the whole of creation, dear Bumblebee, that although he has left us, we have left him, but never, 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 never his Leela Katha. His Leela Katha is necklace, gem of her life. Everything may perish away, gone by, but let not his Leela Katha go even for a moment. Dear honeybee, that's the only place we both unite, and nowhere else. It is dustya just tat kathartha indeed. Okay, dear honeybee, you are right. Only in this matter I humble down to you. I am not able to drop his Leela Katha. Whosoever hears faces severe damages, serious consequences. A religious person hears, he loses his faith. If a wealthy hears, loses his grip on wealth. If a luxurious hears, he turns detached. Difficult to find out what mystery there is in his Leela Katha. Yadanucharita Leela Karna Piyosha Viprut Sakridadana Vidhuta Danda Dharma Vinashta Sapati Griha Kutamba Dina Mudrenya Dina Bhavaya Vyanga Bhikchucharyam Charanti. Now Avijalp, Ajalp, Pratijalp and Sujalp flavor of the Vinmad is going on, my dear friend. O Holy Cyrus, please listen to my Lord's message first, then consider upon it, then give me your response. And Radhaji said, "No, I will not hear it any more. I did hear that before a lot. Always I heard, like doves lose their life hearing the music of a hunter. Source of all troubles, his musical words hypnotize us so deeply that once it is sipped by the cup of a ear, even the slightest, then sapadigriya kutumbam, sapadigriya kutumbam, dinamutsrijya dina. One becomes merciless and sets fire in the mountain of all duties and responsibilities the society and domestic life stands for. He becomes alien, Martian, stranger to his own kinsman and even wife or husband. And listen, this is not all. He becomes a bum, forsaking all. He becomes a beggar, a parasite. When they multiply, start dissembling the uh, the structure of society, they become indirect source of communism and socialism. They are the real troublemaker and source of separatistic cultures as Westerners and Easterners and Christianity and Islam, and dividing the whole humanity in too many pieces. but nobody can catch the real culprit. Rather, they, they, they keep, the culprits keep being worshipped as great saints. Bhavaya vihanga, Bhavaya vihanga, Bhikshuncharyam charante. His Leela Katha is addictive, very obsessive. It is too dangerous for peace-loving atheists and good-looking materialists and snow-white clean politicians. Why so? Because one by one all attachments and involvements are dropped away of its own. Even enjoying 15-course meals and high drinks are gone, and one eats so little as birds. Not only he eats like birds, but also lives like birds, place to place, almost flying on, Bhavaya Vyanga. They are in thousands who are adopted this path willfully, destroying their life. The original cause of their downfall is the Leela Katha. Yad Vayamritamiva Jimma Vyaridam Sraddhadhana Kulikarudamivagya Krishna Vadho Harinya Dadrishu Rasagrineda Dannagas Marjadivra Smara Rujaupa-mantrin Manyata-manyavarta. From his nail touch and perfume, the great mix of poison and nectar which has been emanated is burning us all in and out. Doves die when hunter shoots after the music, but we cannot. It's slow poison we are given, lethal poison, working tortures every moment, dangerously. Therefore, na karihe Krishnena varnana. Drop talking on him and let's talk on something else. Bhanyata manyavarta. Na kari Krishnena varnana. Okay. Sri Radha became calm and quiet. After this, the bee went away, did not return. Sri Radha worried. She repented. Oh, I insulted and assaulted him with harsh words, offended. Now he has gone. Oh, what shall I do? Sri Radha wept on. She waited the arrival of Honey Bee, winklessly looking all around. I'll never treat him so roughly any more, she said. Then suddenly she saw the Honey Bee coming with sweet hummings. She was thrilled with joy. Oh, my friend Honey Bee, how nice you are. I have been very hard on you. Still you are not offended by my misbehavior. You are exactly like my beloved, the ocean of forgiveness. How shall I pay for your this loving act? Dear, tell me, have you gone to my beloved? Did you tell him my hysteric pain and tormentation being away from him? Did he send you back to console me? Dear, please tell me. Priya Sakha Punaraga, Priya Sakha Punaraga, Preyasa Preshita Kyun, Varaya kimanurunde manani osimenga Naya singadami asman dondya parshva sadadamurasi somya Srirmadhu sakamaste. Oh, how merciful is my beloved, and same are you, dear honeybee. I am pleased with your loving service. Ask me for any boon you wish. You want any boon you wish you want to take. Oh, you just take from me any boon you want. I will offer you. What? What did you say? You want to take me there to your friend? Oh no, that's not possible. I am very sorry for that. As Sri Radha became quiet, bees humming echoed and echoed in that assembly of silence. What did you say? You brought a chariot to take me there to be with a friend? Oh no, I have told you not to dig any any hole in my wounds again. You already know co-lovers will be sitting there surrounding him. Seeing me, he will feel uncomfortable. I am already too worn and torn and broken and burned. Why do you want to kill me there fully, oh dear honeybee? What did you say? No co-lovers are there? That's not true. I am seeing through my microscope right from here. At least there is one already right in his heart. No, I will not go there. I cannot live with co-lovers. I cannot handle that Lakshmi, while he was here, existed just as fine golden line of artwork. She never stepped her foot in my territory, but there now she has spread all, all out her wide empire. She is the empress there, so much prosperity, so big ambition. What's the use of all this? Why he has to conduct Mahabharat? I see these oncoming events through my eyes of love. It's far clearer than yogic third eye. So why he is going to conduct a Mahabharat war? Same day, someday, anytime, those wicked will die anyway. Why so much thirst for name and fame? If there is any strength in dharma, it will establish itself, crushing down thunderbolty adversities. Tell your friend he doesn't have to brag on and on that sansthapanaya dharmasya sambhavami yuge yuge. Dharma does not need anybody's help, rather it helps everybody who sticks hard enough to it. Okay? Vinashaya jadushkritam, that's how he brags. Tell him to get out of his feverish ambition. Unrighteous and evils are already on the passage of perish. Why to make one's hands dirty killing flies? The moment one steps on the path of unjust and evil in to the same extent and degree, he is doomed. Even he wins empires, he cannot enjoy his life even as a pauper. Paritranaya sadhunam. Sadhus, even somebody who is dressed in sadhu's clothes, is automatically delivered and liberated and resurrected. Sadhus, if they are real ones, don't need help of your friend. They have big magics already hidden in their big beard and long sleeves, loose sleeves. What to speak of the sadhus and swamis? But true sadhuness and true swaminess can liberate the whole world single-handedly, including your that ambitious friend. So tell your friend to come out of living in the fool's paradise and come into the reality of love trans life. Then Bumblebee said, the worst thing I don't like is, dear Bumblebee, Radhaji said, the worst thing I don't like is Tatatamurasi Saumya Srirvadhu Sakamaste. She has taken over the throne. She is soon expanding herself in 16,108 and coming back from all directions. They will grab him so hard that he will not be able to breathe properly. Remind him all the colorful, splendorous expansions of Lakshmi are as spacy and illusory as the sight of gold palace in haunted cemetery. Remember, Lakshmi's sister is Kulakshmi. Prosperity's sister is poverty, popery. At the end, both prove to be the same, just like a dream show. Enjoy up or suffer it down. What does it make a difference? No, it doesn't. Dream is a dream is a dream. Therefore, oh dear bee, go and tell my misguided beloved, drop all those and come back to me. We will stroll together and sport in Vrindavan forest, in the banks of Yamuna, on the beaches of Yamuna river. My love is still waiting to engulf you. Oh my Lord, my heart is still awaiting for you every moment, every moment, every moment. Question arises, by the above words of Sri Radha, it proves she knows Krishna was Sri Ram and Vaman in his former life, and it's him who spoke the wisdom of Gita. But the devotees of Vrindavan say that the love of the gopis, what to speak of gopis and Radha, even little Gopa's love is Aishwarya and Shuddha Madhurya Ras Avagahi, which means free from even the tinge of smell of godhood, diving, sinking deep into nectarine sea of Madhurya Ras Mahabhav. How to reconcile this? Uddhava had already planned and tried hard with Nanda and Yashoda just to introduce Krishna's godhood to help them get free from tormentation. He was completely a failure. The answer is, the entire Brajamandala knows Sri Krishna is Supreme God, and the bliss of union with Him is so intense that feelings of Godhood never arises. But during separation, it flashes out momentarily, just like small piece of a dry leaf fallen in huge pan of tons of milk. remains invisible, sunken at the bottom. When you boil it, then only it surfaces for a moment. You cannot hold it. It soon vanishes away to the bottom. In advanced love of Braj-related relationship with Krishna, the Aishwarya Buddhi, his godhood, remains sunken at the bottom. Only during the extreme heat of fire of tormentation it appears out, then vanishes away. For example, you can see right in Gopi Gita. Nakhal Gopika Nandano Bhavan Akhila Dehi Nam Antaratmadre. They have just heard from Purnamasi Devi, from Shandilya sage and Garga sage, and visiting saints and sages that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Or even saw Tetu Brahmaradam Nita Magna. In Brahmaharad, Krishna saw them, his loka, the Vaikuntha. But these flashes don't stay long. It's like borrowed materials. They use it in the time of dire necessity, in extreme tormentation, or when they are very angry during union. They never remember it at all. Oh, there sits that lady. I don't like her. Sri Radhaji says, "O humming bee, go tell my beloved to tell her to go away so I can hang around his shoulder and shed my tears for a while." But, O honorable holy siress, she is the one from whom all the prosperity originates. Without her, nothing is left but utter poverty. Oh, I love that poverty. My love complies with that poverty. Prosperity is a love killer stuff. It comes from ambition, and ambition is the only demonicism. There is there is only demonicism, cannibalism in the name of ambition and trying to be millionaire or billionaire. This is the only demonicism there is. It generates terrible monstrosities. Therefore, oh honeybee, tell your friend to drop her and come back to me. I love him madly as before. It has not gone away from my heart. My dear friends, this is Pratijalpa state of Mahabhav. Then suddenly she thought, "Oh my beloved sent a messenger to console me, and I have not even inquired of his welfare. How selfish I am! I have, I have been keep on thinking of my own stuff." Tears came in her eyes, and she asked very affectionately, and Sujalpa Mahabhav flashes out, "Abhibata madhupurya Marya putro dhunaste. Smarati sa pitrigehan Soumya bandhuscha gopan. Kvachidapi sakathana kinkarinam granite. Bhujama guru sugandha murdhadasyat kadanu." Oh dear humming bee, please tell us, is your friend at present in Mathura? Does he ever remember Vrindavan? Does he think of Subal Sridham, Kusumasa and Stok, and Lalita and Vishakha? Does he ever speak about we gopis? Oh, When will he come here? When shall I see him? When will he give me his holy, holy darshan? मोर चिर किंकरी कभू की स्मरे न हरे कथा कछु कहे कि कखना his long round yellow perfuming arms, when will he hold me tightly with them? Oh honeybee, shire kabe karibe arpana, kabe puna pava darshana. Saying thus, Sri Radha began to see those arms which had encircled her so lovingly in the past. In memory of those honeysuckle days, tears streamed out, thrilled all over. She entranced as if absorbed in deep, 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 deep महाभाव दिव्योन्माद शिरे कबे करिबे अर्पण कबे पुनः पाव दर्शन कबे पुनः पाव दर्शन Uddhav stood silently hearing her each word. As soon as Sri Radha became conscious, he became closer. He came closer, and all he was able to say, ah, with immense amaze and all blissed. He could not say, do not cry for Krishna, because it would become a great offense, because stormy torment for Krishna is the very purpose of life itself. Gopis have attained it, and I have not. He would like to say, cry aloud, more and more, so my eyes and ears could be sanctified. Their purpose would be fulfilled, but that would be out of social norm. At last Uddhavaji assembled himself and spoke up, Aho yuyam sma purnartho bhavatyo loka pujita Vasudeve Bhagavati Yasa Mityarpitam Manah. Oh, Holy Cyrus, oh Sri Radhaji, oh all gopis, you are unique and most fortunate ones in the whole Brahmanda. That which is aspired for by big donation, offering and fasting and penance and sacrifices, study of the Vedas and practice of yoga, that Raganuga Bhakti you have already attained. Oh, you are embodiment of Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja attainment. It is for my sake the Lord has sent me here, and you have blessed me with darshan of waves of Mahabharat. You are Divyonmada waves. You have blessed me with darshan of your Divyonmad. Gopis became sad and despondent and said, Uddhav, what kind of person are you? We are tormenting to death and you are just praising up. Don't you have something to help us with? Oh, I am sorry, Her Majesties. I am terribly sorry. Yes, I do have a message from the Lord. Perhaps that will help you. That will definitely pacify you. We are not interested just in message, the Gopis said. Oh, my lordes, this one is different one. It will make you unite with him forever. Bhavati nam sukhava. Okay, that's what we want. Hurry up, please. Uddhavji began. Bhavati nam yogo me nahi sarvatmana kvachit yatha bhutani bhuteshu kham vayu agnir jalam mahi tathaham cha mana prana bhutendriya gunasraya. My dear friends, these 7 verses of message has 3 meanings each. First, Krishna's meaning. Krishna's meaning which is Sandhini based. Second, Uddhava's meaning Samvid based. Third, Gopi's meaning which is Alhadini based, my dear friends. Okay. Here we will take only Radhini based interpretation, my dear friends. Okay. Krishna says, "Oh my beloved Gopis, oh Sri Radhaji, I am separated from you, not 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 completely, but partially, only physically. By mind, prana and heart, I am ever united with you. Now, and then I unite physically too. What you consider imagination, vision, dream, in fact, it is my personal encounterment. When you are lost in oblivion, entranced, intoxicated by the divine, with the divine, I come myself personally. I do my best to be with you, help you, but as soon as you wake up, you stamp it up, level it up as fantasy, as illusion. The whole joy of my embrace is finished. As the sky envelops all elements, I have engulfed each modification of your mind, intellect, emotion, and senses. Is not all my gopis completely Krishnized up? It is me surrounding you from all sides. Where is separation? A sky is hidden in every object. I am melting up, tasting up your love for me. In transcendental pastimes in Golok, Vrindavan, I am ever united with you, Sri Radhaji said. Beloved mine, you are absolutely right that you yourself are shimmering, shining and dazzling out during our love trances and Divyanmadas and Mahabhavas, oblivion states. But Lord, I am not present there. I cannot be that way. As you illuminate our mind, emotion and senses, can I also illuminate your mind, your emotion and your senses? Answer me, Lord. Otherwise, how can the existence of separation be dismissed? Krishna answers, "My lovely Radha, I do see you. You do illuminate my life as brilliantly as it is impossible anywhere else. It's all your grace. When you are in Madan Mahabhav, I am in Modan. When you are in Modan, I am in Madan. While living in Vrindavan, I was blessed as long as I was with you. Then I was in company of friends. Then in the affection of mother and father. I had no time, no place to meditate on you. Here in Mathura, I have established myself as Big Shot, a celebrity. Nobody dares to disturb my privacy. My entire privacy, O gopis, is dedicated to the sacred remembrances of you. Nay, you are with me personally, physically, passionately, as we used to do with each other before. I cannot be without you as you do. It is only because of this facility I am staying in Mathura, and there is no other reason at all. Remaining established in your jasminic perfumes, in your rosy presence, and your etheric melodious voice, I act out all royal duties as instrument of the cosmic will. Sri Radha said, "Oh, my beloved Lord, you are right. Oh, my beloved Lord, you are absolutely right. You are truly present during our trances and oblivion, but that does not stay always. As soon as eyes are opened, you are gone, and like a killer wildfire, the pain of your separation rushes on to devour me up. Do you have a remedy, sire? And Krishna replied, this pain can be eradicated by neutralizing your projection of fantasy notion into a truth notion. Tannirundhyadindriyani vinidraha pratyapadyata. Sri Radhaji said, but the fact is, you are far away. That's the reason why this torment is, is not going away. All I want to know, why are you so far away? When will you come back? My heart cannot be cooled just by words. यत्त्वं भवतीनां वै दूरे वर्ते प्रियो दृशाम् मनसः सन्निकर्षार्थं मदनुध्यानकाम्यया. And Krishna said, let me tell you why I am far away. My most compulsory duty was deliverance of Kansa uncle and offering freedom to my parents and grandpa. It's for this I came to Mathura. After I did that, many more responsibilities piled up on my head. Still, although I can come to you whenever I like, but you know my habit. My habit is of the nature of Sujan Prema Vivardhan Parayanata. There cannot be greater facility to grow up in your love in Mathura, and you grow in my love staying there in Vrindavan. That's the only reason I have created this distance. And my lovely dearmost, as long as I am present, only eyes and ears enjoy. Mind may go out for grazing. Even when mind is present, it is related indirectly from behind the eyes and ears and all other limbs. But when the separation happens, mind becomes 100% present. It is drawn and glued up. Manasa sannikarshartham. Then all senses also begin to see me personally. Voluntarily I am in Mathura. Here my meditation on you is very well going on. Madanudhyana kamyaya. That's why I need to stay in Mathura. Sri Radhaji said, dear Lord, why this fiery torments? Can you tell me how to rise above it? And Sri Krishna said, as lady's heart becomes obsessed with Fargone beloved, it does not happen with nearby one. This torment is outer form of your advanced love. My bad habit, for which I apologize greatly, is I love to intensify love in the heart of my beloved. In that process, tormentation visits you on the way. I am terribly sorry for that. I apologize. And Sri Radha said, don't have to apologize, dear. Just tell how shall we not suffer the pain. And Sri Krishna said, Maya Veshamana Krishna Vimukta Shesha Vrittiyat Anusmarantyo Mam Nityam Achiran Mam Vaishadha Yamaya Krinadaradram Vanesmin Vrajayastita Alabdharasa Kalyanyo Mapurmadvirya Chintaya. Just get into sovereign sky meditation and enter love trance state. You will attain me full. Then only I will have no reason to stay away. Just like that night of Rasalila, I played flute, you heard, you rushed, and almost flying you came to me. Those who were trapped in the house and locked up, their entrance into love trance was so forceful that not only the bondage of home walls, but body walls too were just vanished. They reached me faster than all and everybody. Same way, get the tremendous velocity in your meditation. And achiran mamupashyatha. These last words of the message led all gopis in the sacred remembrance of that night of autumn full moon. Then they remembered the echoing, resounding, reverberating flute music, and those gopis who were trapped in the home. They remembered how they were all burned up through severe tormentation of separation. Then they attended Krishna in fullness. Now they believed the realization of Krishna through love trance is the only meaningful way, and whatever darshan happens in vision, in dream, in fantasy, and faint are not illusions and not projections, but very true events, and Krishna does come to us. Gopis were thrilled to know that. They took it for granted, my dear. Whenever our beloved would like to come here, he can come. The only reason he is not coming is his remembrances of us is getting deeper and stronger there. Gopis felt as if there stretched long range of shadowy trees in and through their deserted life. They said, Uddhav, may all auspicious be to you, be to Krishna. Let him be happy. We will pay the cost even if it costs us prolonged tortures. अपि स्मरति न साधो गोविन्द प्रस्तुते क्वचित् गोष्ठी मध्ये पुरस्त्रीणाम् ग्राम्या स्वैरकथान्तरे. Does Krishna in the middle of social talk remember us, refer us, describe about us? Does he ever think of that Yamuna beach, silvery sand, that full moonlit night, where we had surrounded him and danced, ringing on our anklets? All flowers were bloomed, all beauty of nature materialized, and along with his flute, divine melody of the existence had resounded on and on and on. He himself had praised on, so happy he was that night. Uddhav, we feel there is none in Mathura who can serve Krishna so well, and so he is joyless, and that's the cause of our misery, my dear. Just tell me, is there someone like one of us whose very life's purpose is to make him happy, with whom he can play flute, do rasa dance, and stay ecstatic? I tell you strongly, we will stay happy in severe tormentation of separation if there is one there. Sarichailavanodesha gavo venuravai me sankarshana sahayena Krishnena charita Prabhu. Alas, river, hills, woods, cows, and the notes of flutes over there, hallowed by Krishna, with awaken, with Krishna, with Balaram, awaken again and again the piercing memories of that Fargone beloved. Puna puna smarayanti Nanda Gopasutam Bata Sriniketais Tatpadakais Vismartum Naiva Shaknumah. Here, there, and everywhere, today, tomorrow, and every day, there are invisible shrines and memorials of various pastimes, lurking, shimmering, and shining, which grab our heart unaware and drop us into bottomless abyss of oblivion near Uddhav. Even the holy footprints marked by lotus discus flag, which are still clearly found everywhere on the path, in the bushes, in the bowers, on the rock, which melted during his flute music. All these remind us of him over and over and over and over and over and over. Somewhere his earring, another place, bead of his necklace, still in another place, piece of his anklet fell. In a cozy corner his scarf are found, and we are lost for the entire day. Uddhav, we still hear the echo of his laughter, echo of his flute music, echo of his footsteps with a jingling anklet bell. Puna puna smarayanti. Puna puna smarayanti. Puna puna smarayanti Nanda Gopasutam Bata. They still resound during our forest walk. Oh Uddhav, we are unable to forget him. We cannot, Uddhav, never, 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 ever we can. His vision, his charming face, his majestic walk, his graving glances loom up and up and up. Our all and everything becomes lit with his divine light, and we are transcended out and transcended in. Uddhav, you try to convince her that he is the being of all and everything. He is the witness of all, as Upadan and Antaryami. Therefore, his separation from anybody is impossible in 3 times whatsoever. In your words, our beloved has said that since in him this entirety dwells and resides, and we are not separate from him, and cannot be with all and everything, we too are tiny beings occupying a tiny space in his vast cosmic Virat form. Therefore, separation and its product, the tormentation, has no existence. It is hallucination. You want to introduce us